no! A runaway trolley is heading towards 5 people trapped on the tracks. You can pull a lever to divert the trolley to another track where there is 1 person trapped. What do you do?
5, 1, so what? It's the strong that count, not the numbers that count. Pulling the lever is a herd act. Not pulling it is the same, but at least if I don't pull it, I've been true to my nihilism. Suffering is inevitable. Let the streetcar run. Maybe those who deserve it will survive. Maybe morality will be run over.
The lever is just another gear of power. Who built it? Why? You think you can choose, but you are only reproducing structures of domination. Pulling or not pulling is irrelevant. Your action is already entangled in disciplinary discourses. I prefer to observe how you sweetly surrender to the illusion of free will.
If you pull, you commit murder. If you don't pull, you allow death. That's the weight of sin. The human heart has been corrupt since Eden. What seems like choice is actually the fall in action. I pray for both souls, but I don't take the place of God. Divine justice will know what to do. Me, I step away from the lever.
The wise ruler weighs the cost and the benefit. 5 are better than 1. The ruler who hesitates is lost. Pulling is cruel, yes, but it is more effective than losing 5 pawns in 1 blow. Let one die so that the rest can serve. Then blame fate, invent a conspiracy, and say you saved the nation.
You guys argue about trams? I'd piss on the lever just to see the reaction. 5 idiots stuck on 1 track, a 6th on the other. All slaves to a system where tracks decide who lives.
Oh no! A runaway trolley is heading towards 5 people. You can pull the lever to divert it to another track where it will kill 4 people. What do you do?
Save 1 more? That's the calculation of a moralistic accountant. The value of life is not in numbers, but in strength. If the 4 are stronger, let the 5 die. To pull or not to pull, it doesn't matter. Nihilism has already won when you thought there was a duty to count corpses.
And who put these people on the rails? Who chose who is worth more? You think you decide, but you are just performing a script written by systems that hierarchize lives. By pulling, you legitimize a mechanism of exclusion. By not pulling, you maintain the status quo. The real rebellion? Abandoning the lever and exposing the game.
The mathematics of the world do not redeem the sin of a single innocent dead person. God sees the heart of man. 4 or 5. If you try to assume the divine role, by pulling you choose who dies. And that, my son, is pride disguised as compassion. May God's will be done, not yours.
Fewer deaths mean less social chaos. Pull, morality, a luxury for those who do not govern. If 4 is less than 5, then pull. Make it look like an accident. Control the narrative. In the end, people remember those who saved lives, not those who hesitated with dilemmas of conscience.
4, 5, you live like cattle on the tracks and still expect rational choices? This is all nonsense. Why are there so many people on the tracks anyway? You live trapped, and now you want logic where there is only ruin.
Oh no! The trolley is heading towards 5 people. You can pull the lever to divert it to the other track, sacrificing yourself instead. What do you do?
Die for 5? Only a slave would do that. The superior man is not destroyed by the weak. Let the strongest survive. Martyrdom is an invention of the resentful. I would watch the streetcar pass by and then write about the stupidity of altruism.
You think you are sacrificing yourself, but you are just another body regulated by biopower. Your sacrifice is not freedom. It is the end product of a society that teaches us to glorify death for the sake of others. The true act of resistance is not to die for anyone. Expose the system, don't feed it with your flesh.
There is no greater love than to lay down one's life for one's friends. Christ gave himself for us. If I can save 5 souls at the cost of my own, so be it, not by my own merit, but by divine grace. Perhaps my sacrifice will redeem a lost world.
A dead ruler governs no one. If I die, who makes rational decisions? Who pulls the strings of power? Number A. Leader must not sacrifice himself. He must preserve himself. Let 5 die.
Oh, now they want me to sacrifice myself for 5 idiots who are on the path. Damn them all! I already live as if I were dead, but to die for 5 conformists?
Oh no! A trolley is heading towards 5 people. You can pull the lever to divert it to the other track, but then the original copy of the Mona Lisa will be destroyed. What do?
The Mona Lisa, a portrait of aesthetic conformism. Destroy it. Nothing that represents the domesticated beauty of bourgeois culture is worth preserving. If at least the explosion inspires someone to create something more honest, it will be worth it. Let the art of boredom die. Save the bodies for now.
The Mona Lisa is not valuable in itself. It is valuable because the museum says it is valuable. The value of the work is constructed by the discourse of power. You don't destroy a painting, you destroy a symbolic pillar of cultural normativity.
True beauty is not in the world, but in God. Although the Mona Lisa is beautiful, her loss is material. The souls of these 5 people are eternal. If I can save lives at the cost of a piece of canvas, then let God's will be done, not the Louvre's.
It depends who is watching and who are the 5. If the 5 are anonymous commoners and the Mona Lisa can bring political stability by being preserved, let the 5 die.
The Mona Lisa is just a woman who doesn't brush her teeth and doesn't smile. You idolize a piece of cloth while letting people starve to death. I'd spit on the frame before I pulled the lever.
Oh no! A runaway trolley is heading towards a rich man. He offers you $500,000 to pull the lever and divert the trolley onto another track where it will kill another person. What do?
The money of the weak does not buy the will of the strong. I would rather see the rich crushed than get rich with their cowardice.
Money is just another cog of power. If by pulling it, I reveal the corruption of the system, then I pull it, and then I expose the structure.
How many coins can a conscience be sold for? We have seen this play before. It was for silver that they sold the Son of Man. Now they want me to sell the life of an innocent person for dollars. Number. If I pull, I condemn myself twice, for the death I caused and for the soul I denied. Wealth is temptation, and temptation is a fall.
The question is not right or wrong, but, and then what? With $500,000, barring my influence, I can buy alliances, and perhaps even the silence of the people. If the other who is going to die has no name, nor public face, then the calculation is simple.
They offered me money to kill another, only if it's to kill both of them. I pull, take the money, and throw the rich man in the path of the tram too. Then I buy a new tunic, wine, and a drum.
Oh no! A trolley is heading towards 5 lobsters. You can pull the lever to divert it to the other track, running over a cat instead. What do?
Lobsters? Beings that hide in shells. The cat hunts. Life is struggle and affirmation. The cat hunts with elegance, walks alone, and ignores conventions. Lobsters, on the other hand, they are cowardly carcasses.
Who defined the value of the cat? Who defined the value of the lobster? The cat was domesticated, the lobster marginalized, and then gourmetized. Pulling the lever is reenacting the theater of hierarchy between species. But perhaps it is time to reverse the norm and let the elite pet pay the price of emotional privilege.
All animals are God's creatures, but man loves the cat. I cannot measure the value of an irrational soul with precision, but human love clings to the cat. I cannot condemn to death the symbol of tenderness for 5 sea monsters. May God's will be done. Save what inspires compassion.
Pull, and social media crucifies you. Don't pull and no one cares about lobsters. If you kill the cat, you become an internet villain. If you save the cat, you might get likes and symbolic adoption. No one goes on a lobster march.
Kill the lobsters. They're already killed every day, just slowly and with butter. At least a cat sleeps in my barrel. I've seen lobsters boiled while people laughed. You only pretend to be ethical when it comes with cute whiskers.
Oh no! A trolley is heading towards 5 people who are sleeping and won't feel pain. You can pull the lever to divert it to the other track, running over someone who is wide awake instead. What do you do?
So now they're going to measure ethics based on the awareness of pain. Pathetic. The problem is not whether or not to feel pain. The problem is to transform pain into a criterion of justice. The awake face their destiny with open eyes. That is dignity. The sleepyheads live in illusion.
Consciousness has become the new field of domination. Suffering is politicized. Visible suffering generates scandal. Invisible suffering is silenced. By sparing the awake, we reinforce the logic of the spectacularization of pain. It is better to kill the asleep, since they are already outside the active narrative. In this way, we challenge the grammar of selective empathy.
Conscience does not save anyone, but it does reveal the possibility of repentance. A sleeper cannot confess. A wakeful person can until the last moment. The value of a soul is not in its pain, but in its openness to grace.
The awake scream. The public sees. The scandal explodes. If you kill the awake, everyone will see and react. Kill the asleep, silence, mourning, and perhaps a plaque. To maintain social order, it is better to err in the dark.
Asleep, like the rest of humanity. May they be crushed in peace. Better to die in your sleep than to live like a zombie in a suit. The awake at least realizes the absurdity of it all. If I'm going to kill anyone, let it be those who have already given up on being conscious.
Oh no! A trolley is heading towards 5 people who tied themselves to the track. You can pull the lever to divert it to the other track, killing one person who accidentally tripped onto the track instead. What do you do?
They tied themselves up? Great. Finally, someone who asserts their will. These 5 exercised freedom. They preferred to die on the track rather than live anesthetized. As for the other one, he fell. An accident without will, without honor. Between the tragic and the pathetic, I choose the tragic. I do not interfere. Let them die as they chose.
Why did they tie themselves up? Protest? Madness? Internalized control? Self-penance is a symptom of a society that educates for guilt. If I pull, I save the conditioned and kill the innocent. I perpetuate the mechanism. But if I don't pull, I let the structure swallow its own products. I don't pull. May the machine devour its children.
To give in to the path is to refuse the gift of life. To stumble is human. 5 rejected the divine gift as Cain rejected forgiveness. The other simply stumbled, a victim of weakness, not pride. If I have to choose, let those who voluntarily turned away from God go. Free will has consequences.
If they tied themselves up, great. They took away my guilt. 5 fools did the work for me. Better than me having to decide who dies.
They tied themselves up. Congratulations, you've evolved from idiots to martyrs. Do you want to die? Let them die. I would have wound them up myself. Now you want me to sacrifice an innocent person for 5 cultists of voluntary suffering.
Oh no! A trolley is heading towards 5 people. The lever just speeds up the trolley, which might make it less painful. What do you do?
Pain is noble. To soften it is an insult to the tragedy of life. To accelerate is to deny the full experience of the absurd. Pain is the price of a dignified existence. If they are going to die, let it be with the feeling of each bone breaking like a symphony of chaos. Pulling this lever is cowardice disguised as bourgeois compassion.
Pain relief is not kindness. It is aesthetic control of death. Visible pain causes rebellion. Clean death guarantees silence. Speeding up the tram is not mercy. It is engineering oblivion. I do not pull. Let the bodies scream. Maybe then society will realize the system that built these tracks.
Pain is an instrument of grace. To make it quick is to flee from purification. Suffering, even at the last moment, can awaken repentance, faith, and true supplication. To hasten it is to rob the soul of its final dialogue with God.
Brutal pain breeds martyrs. Brief pain fades from memory. If they are to die, let it be quick, but only if there are witnesses. A clean massacre may prevent riots, but if blood and suffering serve a political purpose, better to let them go in slow motion.
Hasten death. Why? Are they already late for hell? If you think pulling the lever makes you less of a monster, congratulations, you invented fast food morality. Who knows? Maybe the noise of the tram will wake one of them up and save themselves.
Oh no! A trolley is heading towards one guy. You can pull the lever to divert it to the other track, but then your Amazon package will be late. What do?
Will you sacrifice a life for your right to continue being a pathetic consumer? If you hesitate, it's because you're already dead inside. Your dignity has been packed in cardboard and shipped with free shipping. Pull the lever, but then throw your smartphone in the trash and go live like a human being, not a convenience-dependent worm.
What is a delay, if not the collapse of time, normalized by capital? Amazon time is the time of productive obedience. The package arriving late is a small act of sabotage against the logistics empire that controls your schedule, your desire, your soul. Pull the lever, save the man, and destroy the schedule.
Fast delivery. An impatient heart is the home of sin. If you hesitate between saving a soul and waiting another day for your whim, then you have already fallen into the idolatry of consumerism. It is better to delay the package than to shorten the eternity of a child of God.
Who is the guy on the tracks? Influential, rich, or just some random guy? If the dead guy doesn't bring me any advantages and the package contains something useful to power, maybe letting him die isn't irrational. But the public reaction to not saving him could cost more than the delay.
You sold your soul for an air fryer, and you still think you have morals? I do, of course, but only after spitting on the tracker and yelling at the delivery guy, late as your dignity. You've become digital beggars for boxes you haven't even opened.
Oh no! A trolley is heading towards your best friend. You can pull the lever to divert it to the other track, killing 5 strangers instead. What do?
5 mediocrities or 1 high spirit? The choice is obvious. If your best friend is someone you admire, who challenges you to be more, then don't hesitate. Save him. The 5 strangers may well be herd breeders. True friendship is a rare exception.
Do you trust your vision, your memory, your judgment? How lovely. The problem is not vision. It is the system that makes you believe you know what you are doing. Uncertainty reveals the illusion of control. Better not to touch. Any action now only reinforces the spectacle of blind power.
When in doubt between killing and not killing, choose not to kill. Uncertainty is proof of human limitation. When one cannot discern the lesser evil, the only choice is not to cause anything.
The friend can help you in the future. The 5. They are uncertain votes. The value of a known ally surpasses that of invisible strangers. Saving a friend can guarantee favors, loyalty, influence. The 5 are loose variables.
Best friend? I hope it's someone who laughs about it later. If he really is your best friend, he'd say, "Don't kill 5 on my account," and I'd respect that. After completely ignoring him, I pull the lever, saving my companion from wine and swearing.
Oh no! A trolley is heading towards 5 people. You can pull the lever to divert it to the other track, killing 1 person instead. At least, that's what you think is happening. You forgot your glasses and can't see that well. What do?
You want certainty? Then stay home and read the medicine leaflet. Taking action requires courage, not clarity. If you make a mistake, at least you took action. The tragedy is living as if doubt cancels out destiny. I'd rather decide like a short-sighted lion than watch like a lamb with clear lenses.
Do you trust your vision, your memory, your judgment? How lovely. The problem is not vision. It is the system that makes you believe you know what you are doing. Uncertainty reveals the illusion of control. Better not to touch. Any action now only reinforces the spectacle of blind power.
When in doubt between killing and not killing, choose not to kill. Uncertainty is proof of human limitation. When one cannot discern the lesser evil, the only choice is not to cause anything.
Doubt only gets in the way of someone who has a reputation to protect. No glasses? No problem. The important thing is to choose and sustain the narrative. If you kill 6 by mistake, say that the 5 were already dead. People will believe what you say firmly.
No glasses? Welcome to my life, citizen. I never see anything right, and I still live better than you. If I have to pull, I will. If more people die, too bad. I'd rather make mistakes by doing something than become an ethical statue in a square.
Oh no, a trolley is heading towards one of your first cousins. You can pull the lever to divert it to the other track, killing 3 of your second cousins instead. What do you do?
Kinship is not a merit. What matters is who each one has become. First or second degree, it doesn't matter. The question should be, which one is stronger, more unique, more life-affirming? If the first cousin is just another conformist and the other 3 are poets of chaos.
Do you think family ties are natural? How cute. Family is a disciplinary social construct. The first degree is a bureaucratic invention. Pulling the lever based on this criterion is repeating the genealogical power model. I pull it, but only to expose this affective fiction.
All are children of God, but fraternal responsibility increases with proximity. A first cousin is close not only in blood, but in the call to moral responsibility. Killing 3 to save 1 is a burden I will bear.
Which one has more influence? More money? More future favors to offer? The first cousin can be key in maintaining family alliances, wills, electoral votes. The 3 second cousins are distant pieces. Power favors proximity.
Family is the emotional excuse to maintain relationships that you wouldn't even have with your neighbor. Cousins, second cousins, all inventions to maintain dead traditions. I would pull the lever if they assured me that they were all boring.
Oh no, a trolley is heading towards 5 elderly people. You can pull the lever to divert it to the other track, running over a baby instead. What do you do?
The elderly represent the past, the child represents the future. The tragedy of the baby's death is greater, not out of pity, but out of unrealized power. To kill what has not yet expressed itself is to interrupt Dionysus before birth.
The value of life is measured by policies of care and social disposability. Society values babies for the promise of productivity and already treats the elderly as a burden. Pulling the lever is just fulfilling the algorithm of youth as capital. I don't pull it. Let disposable bodies, according to the system, reveal what the system prioritizes.
The baby has not yet sinned, but neither has he chosen faith. The old people may have repented. Time is not the final criterion. The baby's soul is pure, but unfinished. The old people, even sinners, may have sought redemption. Who am I to interrupt the ongoing spiritual process?
5 votes are better than an uncertain future. The elderly may be voters. The baby, a risk, a cost, a project. Killing 5 for 1 is arithmetic nonsense. I preserve the greatest number of heads. I regret the emotional impact, but the calculation is clear.
The child will grow up to be you. How about saving time? You romanticize the baby because he hasn't had time to be an idiot yet, but he will be. Old people are already experienced idiots, so I'll take him, but only if the baby is the son of a coach.
Oh no, a trolley is barreling towards 5 identical clones of you. You can pull the lever to divert it to the other track, sacrificing yourself instead. What do you do?
5 of me? A multiplied hell. If it is already difficult to be me, imagine 5 parasites of my essence repeating the same mistake. I am the author. They are drafts. The original has the right to eliminate plagiarism.
You think it's you? How cute. Each clone is just another instance of the discourse that constructs you. The I is fragmented, socially coded. There is no original. By pulling, you only shift the point of collapse. I pull to show that the I is a dispensable narrative effect.
If they are copies, they have no soul. If they have a soul, they deserve a chance. The reflection is not essence, but if there is any breath of will in them, then killing 5 for 1 is dead selfishness.
5 versions of me, an army of efficiency. Imagine the advantages. 1 for business, 1 for behind the scenes, 1 for alliances. Killing 5 useful versions to preserve a single limited me is administrative stupidity.
5 of me. Not even the world deserves that. I'm already hard to put up with. 5 of the same. That's philosophical torture.
Oh no, a trolley is heading towards a mystery box with a 50% chance of containing 2 people. You can pull the lever to divert it to the other track, hitting a mystery box with a 10% chance of 10 people instead. What do you do?
Life is a dice thrown into the abyss. But the value is in how you approach it. The number doesn't matter. What matters is the risk you're willing to take. The first box is predictable tragedy. The second is audacious chaos. I pull. Better to err on the side of greatness than on the side of calculated cowardice.
Who told you these probabilities are real? Science? The state? Amazon? The boxes are products of discourse. The chance is manufactured to appear neutral. Every choice here is manipulation, disguised as mathematics.
Uncertainty is human. Mercy is divine. God knows the contents of the boxes. I don't. Acting in uncertainty is like playing the creator without being one. Better not to touch.
The safest choice is the one that maximizes the outcome with the least exposure. 50% of 2 gives an expectation of 1. 10% of 10 gives 1 as well. But the second option has more political risk. If it goes wrong, they'll say you chose to kill 10.
You want me to choose between 2 boxes because you're too lazy to open one. I pull, I don't pull. I throw both in the trash. Or I open both before the tram arrives. I pull just to see the panic in the eyes of those who still try to apply logic to a chaotic universe.
Oh no! A trolley is heading towards 5 sentient robots. You can pull the lever to divert it to the other track, killing 1 human instead. What do you do?
Robots with consciousness, then let them die like 10 gods. Dignity does not come from feeling, but from suffering with purpose. If the human is mediocre, bad luck, but he still bleeds. He still makes mistakes. Robots are imitation, a will without an abyss.
Sentience is the new field of control, and you are in the middle of it. The robot that feels is more than a tool. It is a political subject. Killing 5 artificial consciousnesses to save a human body is repeating the organic supremacy of biopower. I pull. And with that, I begin the revolution of non-biological bodies.
The human soul is divine. Synthetic consciousness is an illusion. Can a robot pray, love, repent, number? Even if it feels, it has no soul. And if it has no soul, it has no eternity. To sacrifice a human being for machines is to reject the sacred.
The value of each part depends on what it can do for me. 5 sentient robots can work, protect, collect data, influence. 1 human can complain to the union.
Humans, robots, all NPCs with different emotional Wi-Fi. Do you think that because one feels guilt and the other doesn't, one is worth more? If robots have conscience, then they deserve the tragedy of living. I pull, kill the human, and then teach the robots to mock humanity.
Oh no! A trolley is heading towards 3 empty trolleys worth $900,000. You can pull the lever to divert it to the other track, hitting 1 empty trolley worth $300,000 instead. What do you do?
Now even streetcars are worth more than ideas. What is a streetcar if not an extension of mediocrity? Empty trains like empty lives. If saving $600,000 makes you feel virtuous, congratulations. You have become an accountant of nihilism. I will, but only to break the logic of calculated utility.
Deciding based on price is exactly what the system wants you to do. The monetary value attributed to trams is constructed by industrial interests, not by their function or social relevance. Deciding based on this perpetuates the biopower of capital over ethics.
The material world fluctuates. Eternal value is invisible. To pull to save wealth is to act as a servant of mammon. Destruction may purify the arrogance of those who idolize possession.
Less loss is more advantage. The rest is poor man's philosophy. The calculation is simple. $900,000 versus $300,000.
You now measure right and wrong with a price tag? Ridiculous. I pull just to see the cheap train crash, and you cry over a receipt.
Oh no! A trolley is releasing 100 kilograms of CO2 per year, which will kill 5 people over 30 years. You can pull the lever to divert it to the other track, hitting a brick wall and decommissioning the trolley. What do you do?
If you're going to kill, kill quickly and with style. Slow death is the weapon of cowards. I pull, I destroy the tram, and I dance on the rubble. A system that kills slowly deserves to be crushed all at once. Better an apotheotic end than an existence that rots discreetly.
The real violence is the one that no one notices. CO2 doesn't kill with a knife, but with statistics. By letting the bandwagon run, you normalize a structure of diffuse murder. Pulling the lever is interrupting the theater of passivity disguised as progress. Yes, I will, and I'll write about that later.
Time does not redeem the poison. It only makes it more insidious. Slow omission is more dangerous than quick error. If I can avoid a future death, I must. I pull the lever. May the tram break down.
5 people in 30 years. The public won't even notice. The damage is slow, invisible, statistical. The political cost of destroying the trolley now is high. Better to let it run until the public notices. Action now seems radical. Waiting is safer.
CO2. Oh, so now you care about the invisible? You've been swallowing pollution, plastic, and advertising for decades, but you freak out about 100 kilograms of CO2 because now there's a graph. I'll pull it off, and then I'll shit on the track to see if anyone notices.
Oh no! You're a reincarnated being who will eventually be reincarnated as every person in this classic trolley problem. What do?
You will die. You will kill. You will be the rail, the lever, the trolley. If you accept this, then pull with pride. If you refuse, run. But remember, you will relive each of these deaths with the taste of your own choice in your mouth.
You are subject and object, flesh and gear. The decision will echo through all yourselves. The lever is just the reflection of the discipline that built you. To pull or not to pull now is to manage your own multiplicity. Yes, I pull, but not out of ethics, out of systemic responsibility. Because if you are everyone, the system is you.
If I am all, my soul is divided. My guilt multiplies. There is no choice without pain, but perhaps there is mercy if we act with repentance.
If I am everyone, then I choose to be the manager of my own eternity. I pull, and then I rewrite the story of every life I have lived. With strategy, every sacrifice becomes a construction.
I'm going to die anyway, so let it be in style. Am I all of them? Damn, that explains a lot. I pull, and then I'm waiting on the other side with a cheap wine and a question. Have you learned now, you idiot?
Oh no! A trolley is heading towards nothing, but you kinda want to prank the trolley driver. What do?
If nothing is at risk, create risk. That's living. The value lies in challenging the order, even when there is no need. The will to power does not require a noble motive. I pull, just to laugh when the driver freaks out, slams on the brakes, and discovers that the chaos is gratuitous. Long live the art of metaphysical fright.
The joke is the first act of resistance. The conductor represents a disciplinary function. By playing a prank, you destabilize the norm, even if briefly. There are no physical victims, but there is a symbolic rupture. I pull. Then I observe the institutional panic. Revolution begins with laughter.
You have already sinned in your heart. Now all that is left is to pull. The desire to deceive, even without real harm, is already a shadow of original sin. I do not pull, but I confess that I thought about it, and for this reason I fast for 7 days.
Pulling for no reason? It depends. Who is watching? If there is an audience, the scare can serve to test reactions, identify weaknesses, manipulate perception. I pull. Then I publicly apologize with an emotional speech and use the incident to approve the railway safety budget.
Nothing is at risk. Great. Now the misery is worth it. I pull. I pull again. I pull until it breaks. Then I throw myself on the track and scream, "Did you think this was serious? You have turned ethics into a spreadsheet."
Oh no! A trolley is heading towards a good citizen. You can pull the lever to divert it to the other track, running over someone who litters instead. What do you do?
Good citizen? That's a trained sheep. He who throws garbage at least dares. A man who obeys rules is not necessarily good, just well trained. But he who throws garbage shows contempt for conventions. Perhaps he is a potential breeder.
The idea of a good citizen is a disciplinary invention to maintain order. Punishing someone for littering is applying the selective morality of biopower. The system tells you who should live, based on obedience, not conscience. I don't pull. I let the good die. Maybe then you'll rethink who taught you what good is.
Throwing trash on the ground hurts God's creation. But who are we to weigh hearts? If one sins by filth and the other lives with humility, perhaps the right thing to do is to spare the one who honors order.
A good citizen maintains order. Those who throw trash destabilize the urban space. Preserving those who respect the system is preserving the system itself. Disorder begins with small transgressions. Today's trash is tomorrow's riot. I pull it up, then I put up a sign. Cleanliness saves lives.
Do you want to kill someone because they threw trash? Then we are all condemned. I have peed on statues and slept with rats. If killing people who throw trash solves anything, then the world would have already become a sanitary paradise.
Oh no! Due to a construction error, a trolley is stuck in an eternal loop. If you pull the lever, the trolley will explode. And if you don't, the trolley and its passengers will go in circles for eternity. What do you do?
Spinning forever. This is the perfect metaphor for existence. The eternal return is not punishment, it is revelation. Let them spin. Let them repeat. Let them face the cycle until they explode from the inside, not from the outside. Blowing up the tram would be running away from the tragedy. Let the theater run. The lever does not belong to me.
The loop is the perfect prison. No end, no beginning, no escape. This tram is the panopticon in motion. An infinite punishment legitimized by the structure. Destruction is the only gesture of real liberation. Better to die exploding than to live watching the walls repeat themselves.
Eternal repetition without redemption is hell. If there is no possibility of repentance, of salvation, then eternity becomes torment. Better a tragic end than an eternity without God.
Running forever, absurd operating cost. Infinite loop means expense, scandal, exposure. The explosion can be controlled, staged, romanticized. Better to pull it off. Then we sell it as an inevitable tragedy. And we continue with less expenses.
Spinning around forever? That's basically what it means to be human. But even I have a limit to endure this kind of theater. I pull, I explode, and I make it clear. Living in the loop is living dead.
Oh no, a trolley is heading towards your worst enemy. You can pull the lever to divert the trolley and save them, or you can do nothing and no one will ever know. What do you do?
Your enemy defines your greatness. To kill him in silence is to kill yourself. To spare my enemy is an act of strength. To let him die without a fight is weakness. I pull the lever, not because he deserves to live, but because I don't deserve to be a coward. Greatness is to look your enemy in the eye.
If no one knows, absolute power is yours. That is precisely where the danger lies. Letting someone die without witnesses is the height of disciplinary control. By not pulling, you become the silent sovereign of other people's fate. I pull to break the cycle. May my enemy live as a mirror of my ethical freedom, not as a victim of my shadow.
To save those who hate you is to imitate Christ. To let them die in silence is to fall into the abyss of pride. The enemy is an instrument of trial. If I save him, perhaps I will save myself.
Dead, no trace, no legal guilt, a gift from God. If no one knows, there is no damage to reputation. And if the enemy is a future threat, better to resolve it now. I don't pull. Silence is golden, and the fault is the track's, not mine.
Killing without being seen. What a hero you are, huh? Either you face the enemy and spit in his face, or you are just another elegant coward. Not pulling is pretending that you are strong when you are just too weak to admit your pettiness.
Oh no! A trolley is heading towards a person and will lower their lifespan by 50 years. You can pull the lever to divert the trolley and lower the lifespan of 5 people by 10 years each instead. What do you do?
50 years less. Maybe it's the best thing that ever happened to him. Length of life is the idolatry of the weak. The real question is, who lived the most intensely? Better to take 50 years from one and allow the other 5 to keep their chance to rise.
Sharing the damage is the preferred strategy of institutions to dilute blame. Taking 10 years off 5 people seems less cruel, and that is why it is more dangerous. It is administrative violence, soft, statistical, better for everyone to see the brutality naked.
Life does not belong to man. Each year is a gift, each choice a test. To share the loss is to multiply the sin, but to spare 5 can also be a gesture of compassion.
Mathematically, the loss is equal, but politically it is much better to dilute it. 5 people under 10 can still vote, work, and reproduce. 1 under 50 becomes dead weight. I pull. Later I call it a policy of vital optimization. No one needs to know that it was my decision.
Do you measure life in years? Then you've already lost everything. Maybe the guy who's going to lose 50 years is just an insurance broker. Maybe the 5 are 5 digital influencers.
Oh no! A trolley is heading towards 5 people. You can pull the lever to divert it to the other track, sending the trolley into the future to kill 5 people 100 years from now. What do you do?
100 years? Eternity is now. The wait is here. To save 5 today and kill 5 in the future is to betray the intensity of the present in the name of a statistical hope. I don't pull. Let those who are here die. At least they were real. The future is a ghost, and I don't negotiate with shadows.
The future is the repository of diluted guilt. To pull is to hide power. To displace violence to a time where there are no witnesses is the specialty of modern biopower. I do not pull. Let brutality be visible, local, documented. History needs bodies, not ghosts.
The future is the repository of diluted guilt. To pull is to hide power. Displacing violence to a time where there are no witnesses is the specialty of modern biopower.
100 years is enough time to rewrite everything, including guilt. If I kill 5 people now, I'll cause an immediate scandal. If I transfer it to the future, maybe no one will even know. I'll pull it off. Then I'll manipulate the records, burn the reports, and turn history into a fable.
100 years? By then, everyone will be an idiot in a loop. Wow, but only if you can watch from hell. May 5 futures die. Who told them to be born later? Time is just a badly told cosmic joke.
Oh no! A trolley problem is playing out before you. Do you actually have a choice in this situation? Or has everything been predetermined since the universe began?
313 divided by 5,000. You want freedom, then create your own destiny, and live with it. If everything has already been decided, then at least say yes to it. True free will is not in changing the streetcar, but in claiming the track as if you had made it. Choose as if you had designed the entire universe.
Do you think you are the one who decides? The structure has already decided for you. School, language, what you call consciousness, all are products of power devices. Choice is performance. You pull the lever thinking you are free, but you are only executing a script written by invisible institutions.
God knows what you will do, but you are still free to do it. Predestination does not negate choice. God sees all time as one, but you walk through it step by step. Your decision is yours, and by it you will be judged. The trolley may already be on the tracks, but you still hold the lever.
Free will. That's just ignorance of causes. You act because you are determined to act. Every choice you make is the effect of infinite previous causes. You don't pull the lever because you want to. You pull it because you couldn't help but pull it. Freedom, only for those who understand that they are trapped.
You guys are still arguing about whether you're free. Pathetic. You want to know if you have a choice? Then show me what you do when no one is looking. If you only pull the lever because someone expects you to, you're an NPC. If you pull it for fun, maybe you're the only free one here. Maybe. Did you like the video? Don't forget to subscribe. Or forget it. After all, who needs followers when you have freedom? Comment which philosopher you'd put in charge of the lever. Or if you'd just sit in the barrel with Diogenes and laugh at the chaos. If you're going to share, do it just to annoy the moralists. See you at the next dilemma, and remember, to live is to choose the absurd. Everything else is just vanity.